you, everybody. We are extremely excited for the afternoon, and thank you all for coming here to New York, to the Whitney. Amazing space, beautiful afternoon for us, as well as all of you who have joined via the live stream. So this is our fourth event in a series of FinanceConnect events. And so again, and there are actually a lot of familiar faces that have been here before. We're excited about this one because we really think there's another topic to dive into, which is the notion of the Findustrial Revolution. And all of us are here because we're in sort of the financial space and we recognize the challenges that we are facing, but also really the opportunities that this sort of Findustrial Revolution is giving us. A couple things before we get started, and I am going to just really introduce the program and then get out of the way because we have an amazing amount of content and speakers here who are really going to share some insights and expertise around what's happening in the markets. So for us, again, we look at this industrial revolution or Findustrial Revolution as sort of entering its third phase. The first phase really was post-crisis, sort of this notion that these startups and the venture capital-backed companies, upwards of $25 billion of venture capital ran into the markets because they saw an opportunity sort of really to upend and sort of really get into the financial services space, thinking about customer experience and take advantage of the lack of trust that came out of the challenge with the collapse. That was phase one. All this investment, 4,000 or so companies were born almost immediately to get into the space. Phase two was actually sort of a surprise to that, which was, even with these barbarians at the gate, the incumbents really held strong. And I think sort of we recognized fairly quickly as we got into phase two that a lot of the incumbents had incredible assets, customers, and also innovation at their hands that they were going to invest in. So now we've seen in phase two a lot of the valuations in some of the fintech companies come down. And again, some strengthened sort of promise within the incumbents to actually deliver on the customer experience that was now expected. And now we enter into, as I said today, really around phase three, which we do think is much more around a collaborative space and where the incumbents and the newcomers are actually working together to think about this customer experience that we all now expect. And the customer experience side is important because it's not really about competing banks or competing institutions. It's about recognizing that customers now expect a very, very different level of service, a very, very different level of attention. They want an iPhone type of an experience. They want to have a beautiful experience. They want to be known. They want it to be relevant, and they want it to be very personalized. So how do large institutions really understand the needs of every one of their customers in a new way? So that's what really we're going to sort of embark on today to try to touch on all of these advancements, maybe some from chapter one of this revolution, two, and obviously now three, and sort of what are we all learning, and how do we sort of think about this as we go forward? So I was given a list of all the speakers and the different topics. I'm not going to go through those right now. You have them at your desks or at your chairs. If you've downloaded the app, hopefully you have, has all the content coming for you for this afternoon there. A couple of quick notes before I welcome Dan Roth, LinkedIn's executive editor, to start the day. Afterwards, we will have a reception on the 8th floor. So please sort of stay around, have sort of drinks and mingle with all the guests and the speakers today. Another hot thing that I wanted to make sure I mentioned was thanks to a few different people. One is Capgemini. The World Tech Fin Report, or the World Fin Report, which the Capgemini team will go over. Bill Sullivan will walk us through in a little bit. Huge amount of work and undertaking, a great partnership we've had with Capgemini in this, so we're really excited. LinkedIn obviously cannot do this on our own. And so working with Capgemini has been very important for us as we've gotten into really the data of what's happening in these markets. Secondly, thinking about American Express, a great partner of us for a long time. They've really supported this event today and allowed sort of this type of environment and then the reception after to be had. So a big thank you to American Express. So with that, I'm going to welcome in Dan Roth, our executive editor, to get things going. Thank you very much.